Stadium, home to the Owls. As we'll see a squad from the MAC, the Western Michigan Broncos, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Rice Owls. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack's with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. And the Broncos will kick it away to start. From inside the 10, here he comes. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. So the Rice Owls offense will get first crack at it here. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Just those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won. And last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. When you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
And you know what? The best third down offenses don't get to third down. Really good job by the offense running the football. You could tell the defense got caught a little bit off guard, got a nice game, popped one, got a first down. Who needs third downs if you can just pound it down their throat on second down?
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Grab near the marker. It's Walker. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Leaves it with the back. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
And I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
Pocket breaking down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. And that is just about a perfect punt as he pins them deep inside the 10-yard line. So the Western Michigan Broncos offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like they lead.
Nowhere to go, and now the ball's out. Is this Christmas? Is this the gift-giving season? An absolute gift in the end zone, and the defense takes advantage, recovering the fumble for the touchdown.
It's a defense that plays with great effort. You saw it right there. Creating the fumble, jumping on the loose ball for a score. What a momentum-shifting play.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. He'll bring it out. It's Mitchell. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Western Michigan has it back as they send the offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. That defensive end came off the ball with one goal in mind, and he was headed for the quarterback.
When you get off that fast and you're already on an edge as a 4-3 defensive end, a lot of times all you got to do is win with your hands and you can get to the quarterback. Nice job rushing the passer. Nice technique. Nice job working around the corner. And nice job getting that quarterback and getting the sack.
He'll pull it on the read. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Looking to throw, it's Reynolds. Got his man down the middle. Stopped at about the 25-yard line, but it'll be a first down. The Broncos come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll go right back to him. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's complete on the right side. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Really nice job by the defense there. You're trying to force the quarterback to throw the football in front of you and allow your guys to square up and make a tackle out in space. You got to force the ball carrier to do something special after the catch. Not able to do it there, so really nice tactic by the defense.
And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
They're trying to run the ball on 1st down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, it's Reynolds. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Defense in press coverage. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. A strike downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. The play action fake. Using the quick game. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Quarterback on the keeper. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again.
There he goes. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
You know, I know that's not what that play was designed to do, but I'm telling you, this fullback, he's pretty special. He's not just good at blocking. He's not just a physical runner, but he can do some damage and make people miss, and you saw it on that play.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to go up top. Bringing the heat. Throws to the wideout. Touchdown, Western Michigan. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. The extra point here would tie the game. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing for this offense now moving forward in this game. That last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Caught near the sticks. It's Walker. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to him in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
I don't even know if the offense is aware that they have other eligible targets downfield. It feels like every single throw early in this game has gone this guy's way.
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They kick it away on fourth down. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. The Western Michigan offense ready to go back to work. Well, the last time they had it, the long field didn't bother them in the least, and they'll try to do it again. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Keeps it on the draw. Solid gain to get him out close to the 20. Pick up a 5 to the 19.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not second and long. It's not third and long. Now it's the whole playbook's open. The defense really has to honor run and pass on the next snap.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. And the Broncos will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. Leaves it with the back. This freshman makes a stop after a short gain.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. And that is an excellent punt as it lands out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A lot of real estate in front of them as the drive starts at their own 6. A quick pass to the left. Breaks into the open. And they pick up the first down in what might be the last play here in the first quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Looking to pass. It's Reynolds. Fires to the tight end.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
There's a live football. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it, slow motion. Like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football back.
3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts one down the sideline. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Broncos decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Just needs a crack to get a return. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. They'll send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Picked off.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Looking downfield, it's Reynolds. Finds his tight end. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
All right, trying to attack the middle of the field on that in route. Nice job putting his foot in the ground. He didn't telegraph where he was going. He was open. He's just got to make the catch.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, giving those receivers faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. He just got rid of that one to save the down. Didn't see anything he liked. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Deep shot for the end zone. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. And the Broncos will call on their punt team. And he can't quite get it down or out of bounds. It's into the end zone for a touchback. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run play action. Hit as he throws. Got his man in the middle. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Rice going to work with another 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Snagged out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's really tough on offenses when defenses know what you got to do. You got to pass the football. They're in man coverage. How about the receiver understanding where the 1st down is? He smells it. He goes and gets it.
Now on the option. The give to the tailback. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play. The Owls with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. He'll take a deep shot here. Intercepted. A 1st half turnover can swing momentum. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Dropping back, it's Reynolds. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Pulls and fires complete. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the 1st half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
It'll be 3rd and long. gun, wants to pass. Trying to escape and get it himself. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. The Broncos will punt it away on 4th down. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice gain for this offense and make 2nd and short so much easier, so much more manageable.
Going downfield for the big play. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. They punt it away on 4th down. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. Guys, we're about to get another look at this Western Michigan offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And the Broncos have it with a 1st and 10. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Looking for a man. It's Reynolds. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Touchdown, Owls. And they turn it into a defensive score.
They're winning the game, and the defense is helping out their own cause. That's the 2nd time in this game they've recovered a fumble and taken it in for a touchdown. We know they're opportunistic, and they pride themselves on being athletic and being physical, but they're showing you why you cannot make mistakes and cough the football up when you play them.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Georgia looked less like a pack of dogs and more like a group of road warriors in a solid victory. This team almost always plays tough between the hedges, and today they found a way outside of Sanford Stadium. Going to be interesting to see what the fallout from this one is for one ranked team, while the other figures to get a bounce when the new rankings come out, guys.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Finds a spot in the middle. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
And, man, he had nobody around him. That has got to be embarrassing for this defense. When you let someone that deep downfield go completely uncovered.
Quickly out to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. This quarterback part of their running game. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Broncos come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Back to throw, it's Reynolds. Finds a soft spot in the middle. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab on the left. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. And the Broncos come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Quick strike through the air for the score.
Every coach in the country talks about finishing half strong. Man, how about that? You get the touchdown, a chance to tie this game up and take all the momentum into halftime.
So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. To the air on 1st down. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Looking downfield, and time is running short. He's not afraid to go deep. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender.
Defense.
That pass interference call will give us one more untimed down in the half. Looking downfield on 1st down. He'll take another shot here. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellows, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Houston. And it's been an absolute clinic in fundamental defensive football so far. A total standoff with both teams refusing to give an inch. And I know this new era of football is about chucking it all over the yard and just outscoring the other team. But this game is a throwback, and to be honest, it's refreshing. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside historic Rice Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Rice ready to kick off and get things started here in the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Western Michigan has it back as they send the offense onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
The Broncos with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Trying play action. It's complete to the right. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. And the Broncos come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw again. The sure hands, it's Brooks. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw, it's Reynolds. Caught over the middle, it's Hart. Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup. Now on first down from the 28. Quick completion to the right.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He's got his man across the middle. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Yeah, and he's been throwing it all over the yard, and he's now over 300 yards on the day, so been a successful day. Now, 300 yards, I don't know, Palmer, 300 nowadays, that's like what back in the day for you?
That would have been 500. I would have won the Heisman, maybe. It's a big deal today in college football, no doubt. Listen, he's in a rhythm right now. He's in a groove. We've seen good decision-making. He's been playing on time, and he's been deadly accurate throwing it. And guess what? This game is far from over.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now third and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Wideout trying to get it in. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. Fourth down and goal from the 3. The playbook is pretty much wide open here. Here comes the heat. Touchdown, Broncos! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. They'll run it from the gun. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
To the air on second down. That's caught. It's Walker. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Makes the grab. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell.
Turning it on. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Walker. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Well, you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got this defense on their heels.
Now on first and 10 from the 27. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the heat. just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Fires to the wideout. And that is interception number 3 on the day. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. From the gun, running back gets to give. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. To the ground, he's got it again. Oh, he's got some space. Into a mass of giant bodies, we'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Motion from the wideout. Scanning the field, it's Reynolds. It's on target and complete. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Broncos getting set on 1st and 10. Now on the move. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, they're after him. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. And the Broncos line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win in David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Owls have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Moves away as he feels pressure. The pass is incomplete. Thought they might catch the defense napping, but it'll be 3rd down. This offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. They'll move the wide receiver. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Makes the catch. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the 1st down. Rice will be forced to send out the punt unit. Might want to stick with kicking this time after misfiring on the last fake. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. Makes the quick grab. There he goes. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. The Broncos, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Sends it back in motion. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Hard running there. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And the Broncos now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air, it's Reynolds. Gets it out quickly. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. QB draw. He just refused to go down, kept finding space and picked up 7. It'll be 4th and 1. This is makeable field goal range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. He'll do it himself. Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. Gets a turnover.
Dude, you're in such a great position. You got the lead. Clock's winding down. I got to put some drives together. The last thing I can do is give the ball back to the other team. Horrible fumble. Big-time costly mistake.
Let's see what they can get going on this drive as they snap it from the 7. The run from the shotgun. Fights off a defender. Past the first down marker and still running. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. From their own 18-yard line, it's first down. Might as well give it to him again. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun to give, looking for room. And he knocked him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, hit downhill faster.
It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's Walker. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. With the catch, it's Walker. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
And the offense has found a lot of success throwing to this guy out of the slot. He's done a nice job working the middle of the field, winning his one-on-one matchups, and this quarterback really feels a good rhythm when he's looking his way.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Grab near the sticks. It's Clark. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive game.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looking to throw. Makes the grab. Breaks into the open. He gives him a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And this is the chance for this offense. A 1st and goal, 4th quarter, trying to tie the game up. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy. And he's able to get the tackle for loss.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. It's incomplete. They've been waiting to run that one and couldn't quite pull it off. It's 3rd down.
You've got great field position here. You got to pay it off. Who is your go-to receiver that can make a play in this situation?
It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. From the gun, wants to pass. Still looking, on the move. Nobody fooled with the trickeration. It'll bring up 4th down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Good, right down the boulevard. But wait a second, there's a flag on the field. Let's check that one out.
Looking to kick defense.
This defense is trying to protect the lead. You have to make the offense work for it, and a personal foul just gives them yards. Let's see if Rice can get it in on 1st and goal. Slams ahead. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
And wow, the defense was in there quick, fast, and in a hurry and shut that run game down. Like, they were ready for that. Second down now. A little more space for the offense, backed up, a little more room to operate and try to maybe find some windows to throw a football.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, the defense has to be careful with this slot receiver running these drag routes. You can't lose him. If he catches it on the other side and turns up the sideline, he can take it to the house.
He wants it all. To the end zone, and it's picked off. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Off the play fake on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Hart. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. Perfect play call for that big gain to open the drive. Now here they come on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Reynolds. Fires to the big fella.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Pause to throw again. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. The Broncos will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. For this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
The Owls can really attack on this 2nd and short. Give to the single back. And he'll move his way forward to the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 35.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the football. Make sure this defense stays honest.
Right back to the well. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Under fire. With the catch, it's Clark. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. You see his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
Most important part of a clutch drive. Piece together some 1st downs. Get in position. And here they are on 1st and 10. Hand off from the gun. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Catch in the middle. It's Walker. He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. Trailing by a touchdown, this fourth down opportunity is gargantuan. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Zings it complete to the right. They're able to make the stop, but he is beyond the line to gain its first down right.
Got to give this defense tons of credit. How good have they been on the back end in coverage? It just feels like every time this QB has thrown the ball, it's been contested. They haven't given up a lot of yards, and they need to continue to be great in coverage with the lead in this 2-minute situation.
Wants to go up top on first down. It's caught. They'll stop him just short of the first down marker on the screen. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Owls in a good spot here with second and short. Give to the running back. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
This is an offense that prides himself on being physical, so you need 1 yard. Just hand it off to your back and let him go to work.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Firing to the right, complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Looking up top, and time is of the essence. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Let's go! Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Trying to set up the screen. Turning it on! Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left.
Yeah, and I think you've just seen how the quarterback has so much confidence in this guy catching the ball too, right? Receivers aren't open, tight ends aren't open. He knows he can find him running out of the backfield, or if he lines up at wide receiver, this dude can get open and he can make positive things happen after he has the ball.
Gonna swing it on second down. Here's the pressure. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down.
Yeah, and that's fine. Listen, it's go time. Right now it's coming up on third down. You've probably got 2 downs anyways. It's the 4th quarter. It's time for this QB to take charge.
Makes the grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Rice.
And listen to the crowd. They're going absolutely nuts. If they get the extra point, they tie this thing. In all likelihood, it's going to overtime, and they've got the home field crowd behind them. What a huge advantage in this moment.
Big point after here, looking for the tie late. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. They just need the extra point to deadlock this game. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. from inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. From the gun, running back on the move. Oh, he's got some space. Stopped at the 43 after the 15-yard pickup. 4 quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football. I'm finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer. Like, you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays, back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Back to pass, it's Reynolds. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Off play action. Pressure coming. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
They'll try to strike first with a field goal in overtime. Defense will call a timeout. They got a peek at the formation, want to make sure they're in the right call on this big down here in overtime. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Splits the uprights, and now they have a 3-point lead here in OT.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Down by 3, it's their turn here in overtime. A touchdown will win it. Here's first down. Wants to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Clark. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks.
I'll tell you, when you got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding the soft spot, and making it an easy completion.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, it was a good throw, it was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
3rd down, and they need to be smart here so they don't make it a more difficult field goal attempt. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick strike complete. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
Hey, man, this fullback is a weapon. Nice job catching the football and then turning upfield to go pick up that 1st down.
Rice going to work with another 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. The Owls trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to keep it in the air. He's got it and still on his feet. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. 3rd down here in overtime and some work to do. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Oh, and it's intercepted. A turnover in overtime. And the takeaway will put the finishing touches on this one. This is one of the best games we've called this season. A thriller, and it comes down to the wire here in overtime.